we're gonna start with like the super basics here. So, um, if you are here, you want to make music. One thing I really think everybody should have, and not everybody knows about, you should have an audio interface. All right. So, an audio interface is like, here, I have a picture of one I can put up on the screen right now. It's something that you plug in to your computer, and it converts um, analog signal, like from this microphone or a guitar or whatever. It converts that those sound waves and that analog signal into a digital signal that your computer can read. It also allows you to connect speakers, and then all of this is routed through Ableton or whatever digital audio workstation you're using. Let's see. Pull up a little. My recommended, like, if you want to save money and you're really you just need an audio interface to get started with, to demo with, I would recommend this one. Oh no, I can't put up. Oh, man, come on, bruh. Can't put a picture up, bruh. Come on, bruh. Let's go. Oh, no, not a slideshow. All right, guys, bear with me here. Image, bop. Here we go. All right, it's about to come up. This one. Oh yeah. All right. So some of you might actually have this. It's called a Focusrite Scarlett. So if you check it out, it's got those two inputs. That's where you plug your microphones into, those two smaller knobs, kind of like on the center and on the left. That's how you control the gain, or layman's terms, like maybe the volume of the signal coming in. So you can plug a microphone like the one I'm speaking into directly into there, and then the back of it connects USB to your computer. And then from there, you can record your microphone or whatever you want to do. That big knob is the main volume for if you have speakers plugged into the back of that interface. So you can plug mics into it. There's a USB cable on the back that plugs to your computer and connects to Ableton or whatever you're using. And then there's two other things on the back where you plug your speakers into. That's where the sound comes out. Also, there's a headphone jack. If you don't have speakers, like you don't even need speakers. You can just use headphones. There's a headphone jack all the way to the right. Pretty much every audio interface has that. Yeah, if you do research and you find stuff about like preamps and all that stuff, you literally don't even need those anymore. These audio interfaces, those two little knobs, those are preamp knobs. It gains your microphone up to a loud level for you. It's all built in. So like this thing costs maybe like $150, I think. You could probably get one used for even cheaper. I recommend this one if you just want to get started. Singing stuff, you say you have a microphone and a cable but no interface, this is what you need. I can put a link in the description after if y'all really want me to. Yeah, so there you go. That's an audio interface. You need one of those. All right, so I'm going to open up Ableton now. I'm really hoping this works. Boom, boom. All right, so I'm going to wait a second for my phone to update. Oh yes, we can see Ableton. Dude, is this pro or not? I mean, what's the deal? I mean, God, I'm so grateful this is like even halfway working out. Okay, so you should be able to see my cursor here. All right, so this is when you open up Ableton, this is what you see. Ignore my clicking. All right, so this is what you see. It's like, what am I looking at? This looks nothing like GarageBand, and that's what makes Ableton Ableton. It's such a cool program, or Live, as you can see, they call it Live. It is so amazing. This view is called Session View, and that's what makes Live super unique. So, first things first, if you do have an audio interface and you just open this up, you're going to need to make sure that audio interface is plugged in. So, on your keyboard, you can hit Command, comma, or you can go up to Live and Preferences. And I'm going to make sure all this is coming through as I'm doing this. Okay, cool. So as you see right here, my cursor's over audio. Audio, that's what you want to click. Look, feel, this is like it's all cosmetic. But you go to audio, and right here, audio input device, audio output device. So when you turn your stuff on, it'll probably just be this. It'll say no device. And you switch them both to whatever your audio interface is called. Oh Lord. In my case, I have my interface is called a Focusrite Thunderbolt. It has 4 mic preamps, so I can plug in 4 microphones or guitars or whatever and gain them up to a loud level. So now that that is set up, you shouldn't. I don't want to really get into the nitty gritty here with all of this stuff, because Ableton does a great job of making sure that everything kind of seamlessly works and is synced with your audio interface. But your sample rate, you shouldn't have to change this. But either way, 44.1 is generally the standard for when you just open stuff up. Other than that, I'm pretty sure that's like, to get started, that's all you would really need to make sure of. If you don't have an audio interface, your headphones are just plugged into your laptop or whatever it is, and your audio input device is just going to be the built-in microphone, which, God bless you, I've actually, believe it or not, I've recorded stuff with my built-in laptop microphone that's made it on a record with plenty of effects, but still, I mean, it's doable. And then audio output device is going to be the interface, but if it's your laptop or whatever, it'll be built-in output. Alrighty, so enough about that. That's your audio interface, blah, blah, blah. So here we have this window again. So I'm going to go through everything. These right here, these are your tracks, all right? So like if you look at a mixing board, they're vertical. They go vertical like this. So here's one track, here's another, here's another, here's another. See how these two say MIDI? MIDI is basically electronic information that you're sending with like a USB keyboard like this. I know some of you probably have a USB keyboard, or this is like pretty much my favorite thing in the whole world. This little beat pad right here. These pads just trigger MIDI notes, just like the keys on this keyboard. There's no samples in here or anything. It's just connected from USB. So yeah, these channels are for sounds that Ableton, that you either downloaded or that Ableton comes with. And we're gonna make an entire song only with Ableton sounds, just to demonstrate it. And then over here, these two tracks right here, these are audio tracks, all right? Audio is, remember I told you, the stuff you plug in to the interface, like a microphone or a guitar, stuff that produces an analog signal, that's audio, all right? So before we get into all that, I'll just show you over here. This left window, this is your browser window, all right? This is anything from digital instruments that come in Ableton, effects like reverb, delay, compression, phasers, all that stuff. That's here. That's audio effects. Plugins, those are like effects that you can download or other instruments. And then anywhere that any folder on your computer, you can open it and have it open right here on the left. So for example, well, I don't know. I already have a bunch of stuff here, like sampler sounds, for example. This folder, this is a folder that's on an external hard drive I have that has every sound I've ever recorded, like a snare drum that I owned when I was 2014 and like recorded. I have samples over there, samples that I've downloaded, like this RM20 Beach House. Beach House is a band. A little organ that they used on one of their records. I have that right there. So this browser is, again, all of the like folders from your computer with samples and instruments and stuff, like audio samples and instruments, and then clips you can save, which I'll get to in a second, and then like audio effects, all that stuff. So that's all over here, okay? That's your browser. Over here, your master track, that's just like basically what everything is routed to. And then this reverb and delay sends, they have these like stock kind of there. So this reverb track, it has a reverb effect on it, and then every track has like a little knob you can add reverb to it. And then delay, same thing. And you can change all the parameters in here. A lot of feedback, not a lot of feedback. Slow, fast, whatever. Not going to get super into that. So let's do this. Let's start creating, okay? And as I'm creating, we can talk about everything. Anything in the chat? Nothing in the chat. All right, cool. So I assume that I am the perfect teacher. I'm amazing, and no one has any questions. All right, cool. So let's start creating. So MIDI, I'm going to start with a MIDI instrument. Let's start with, I have this keyboard plugged in through USB. This is an Arturia keyboard. It's amazing. I've had it for like 5 years now. It's just the greatest. And it also has a beat pad up here. I don't know if y'all can see this. But yeah, So let's see. I'm going to create, let's do drums first. So up here, again, in the browser window, I'm just going to use stock Ableton stuff. Drums. You click drums, and they have so much stuff. Obviously, I have stuff added into this, but because I've just been creating in Ableton forever. But let's go, obviously, let's go with the crowd pleaser. Ooh. Ah. Oh. Come on. All right. Ableton. So what I did is I clicked this, and I'm going to drag it up to this MIDI track right here and drop. Boom. See, it loaded up. Now we got this 808 core kit. So right here, all of this, these are all the samples. You can click. Ooh, a kick. Yes. Oh, wait. Crap. You probably thought I was an insane person just now, dancing and like beatboxing and stuff. I had the output wrong. I have to have my output at 3 and 4. Yours will be 1 and 2. All right. Yeah, there we go. All right, now. Oh, I can't wait to watch that back. That's probably the most insane thing ever. All right. So we got all the 808 sounds. We got the kick, bop. We got the rim. We got the snare. So it's that easy. You just have an 808 here for you. I'm gonna use my little beat pad up here to play it. You can literally use your keyboard. If you hit the M key, let's see. And then go down 2 octaves. Boom. You can literally play it with your keyboard. In fact, why don't I do that? I'm going to play something with my keyboard just to demonstrate. I'm not going to use this nice gear yet. Yeah. Okay, so how do we do it? So first of all, you got your tempo up here. You see this 120? That's our tempo, all right, beats per minute. Let's go, I don't know, what's a good tempo? Someone type in a tempo in the chat before I get started. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to explain. So here's the click track, these 2 dots. So if I hit play, you should be able to hear the click. Oh, no, you can't. Let me go. Wait. Here we go. Yeah. So now you can hear the click. So if you turn that off, I hit play, it's playing. There's no click. So the click is really good. All right, what we got? 90 BPM. Wow. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to leave the click on while I'm recording because I want to hear the click. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to hit this button right here, this circle. It's under our 808 track. Once I hit it, it's going to give me 4 counts, and then I can start recording. All right, and then I'm going to click this same area right here. It's going to be a play button. I'm going to click that again, and what's going to happen is it's going to keep looping. All right, so let's do what's all right. All right, so let's do like let's do something like that, all right? And I'm playing on a keyboard, so it's probably going to be out of time. But just to demonstrate, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. I clicked it, and look, it's looping. I'm not playing anything anymore. I can take the click off. Okay, so this is what makes Ableton Live. This is what makes it amazing. So I have this thing, it's called a clip now, all right? If I double click that clip, look, you can see my MIDI notes happening right here. Oh, I probably have to move my camera, hang on. Yeah, I'm gonna move myself. Oh, Lord. All right, at least you can still hear that sweet, sweet 808 going. I'm gonna make myself smaller too. Dude, technology is like, you wouldn't believe how crazy technology is. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go back to Ableton. Okay, here we go. So now you should be able to see all this stuff. I'm not going to go through all of this over here except this loop button right here. That's the only thing I'll kind of talk about. But anyway, so here's my MIDI notes. All right, I'm going to hit stop. Man, there's something about the 808 kick. It's just, why is it so good? It's so perfect. So if you click this little headphone thing right here, you'll be able to hear anything you click in this window. Boom, boom. But if I unclick that headphone, you can't hear anything. This is good for if you're like editing on the fly or playing live and you don't want to hear this, like just editing stuff nonstop. But yeah, you can kind of preview everything here. Got that? Ooh, that. Yo, the conga. Come on, that's too good. So here, again, I got to this window by just double clicking the clip up here. You can edit anything you record here. And I can even watch this. So let's say I never stopped playing it. I can go in if I unclick the headphone. Let's say I want a snare. Wait, hang on. All right, we're gonna go a little reggaeton vibe. Here we go. Woo! Oh, I missed that last one. So you can, even within just this one clip, you can just start adding stuff on the fly. And this is like, it acts as, Ableton is like a guitar looper on steroids. It's the best because, like, you know, writing on a guitar looper is so fun, and because it never stops. You know, it just keeps going unless you hit the pedal. But that kind of workflow, that's what makes live great for writing, in my opinion. So anyway, it's just like we're going. Here we go. There's another way to do this, but I might wait for another time to do that. Okay, so I'm kind of happy with that. So I'm going to also single click this clip up here. I'm going to hit Command R, and that's going to allow me to rename it. So let's say, did I type this, spell it right? Reggaeton. It's kind of hard to see. The text is tiny. All right, so there's our reggaeton vibe. And if I want to stop this at any point, but I'll put the click on so you can hear that it's still playing. Right here, I'm going to click that stop button. Okay, and if I want that clip to ever re-trigger, this is going to be much more apparent when I'm working over here. All I have to do is click that again, and boom. So you probably saw that it took a second for it to trigger. That's because Ableton, when you click that clip, everything is quantized to the grid because I'm in 4/4 time signature, which is indicated up here. So every 4 counts, a clip, if you want something to trigger, it'll trigger on count 1. All right, so I'm gonna start moving faster here because I am so tired of hearing myself talk. Now that you know, so a MIDI track can be anything from over here in the browser, drums or instruments. I'm gonna go to instrument rack. Let's see. I don't know. Let's get a we're gonna go zany here. Oh wait, no. Ooh, I love African bars. Okay, here we go. So I'm dragging African bars into the MIDI track. As you can see, if I try to drag it into the audio track, you see this little window down here that says only audio effects can be inserted onto an audio track. That's not MIDI. That's audio. That's microphones and stuff like that. So we're dragging this onto MIDI. Now you can see down here, this track has the red record enable button. That means when I hit any MIDI stuff, it's playing that. All right, let me get a vibe going. Hang on. Let's do. Again, this is not a chart topper. This is like some rip-off Chainsmokers crap. But here we go. So. I'm gonna let this beat ride for a little bit. I'm gonna leave the metronome on again, just because. So all I do to record this thing, and it's going to be quantized to count 1, is I just click record whenever I'm ready. So here we go. 1. I just clicked it. It's not the best, I know, but whatever. This is number 1. You're right. In fact, I'm gonna take a sip. I'm gonna take a sip of my little coffee right here while I just kind of vibe out to this and see what else it needs. Okay, it'll do. I'm also gonna rename this track just bars. And then I'm going to rename the clip. Again, to rename it, you just click Command R. But to do anything, you can just control click literally anything, and it'll give you all the options. Here we go. I mean, anything you would want to do. I use hotkeys, is what we call it, little key commands to do stuff. And I'll show you one right now because I kind of want to make like a second chord progression for this song because it's totally a song. I'm going to click this. I like this beat. I kind of don't want the beat to change because this is going to be played in clubs across the world. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this, and paste it down here. And the easiest way to do that is you hold on your keyboard Option. I'm holding Option, and then you click it and drag it to where you want, then you let go while holding Option the whole time. Boom, and copy and paste it. Because copy and paste can be a little, I don't know, sometimes it can be tricky here. Let's see if I just click anywhere and hit, well, I'm going to copy this. Let's see, it'll work. And paste. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So now I got this. And check this out. So let's record a second chord progression. Let's see. I hate that. I hate that so much. I don't like that at all. Hang on. Yeah, something like that. Yes, it's kind of Zelda vibes, actually. It's like if Zelda took place in, like, Central America. Are you getting the same vibe? Are we all getting the same vibe here? All right, here we go. Zelda in Central America, take one. So I'm going to click the, by the way, when I start recording right here on this same bars track, on the one below, that first one is going to stop playing because I'm on this track. You can't play two clips on the same track. So here we go. Again, it just loops. All right, so what if I want to go back to the first one? I just click it. All right, what if I want the beat to stop for like 2 seconds as I transition? I'm going to click the stop button here, and then I'm going to do something new. All right, click stop. Here we go. All right, so what did I do there? I clicked this play button way over here. All right, so if you're a Microsoft Excel guru, congratulations. This is definitely your digital audio workstation. This is the program you should use to make music. Because the way this like grid format works is you see how this like white line extends all the way over here? Well, not only do you work vertically here, but horizontally, you can create scenes, all right? That's what this is called, way over here under the master track. So if you click play over here, it's going to play every single thing right here, all right? So there you go. That's a short answer. I don't want to ramble too much. I'm going to get the guitar out and play some truly just garbage. All right, here we go. Oh, I'm going to get all twisted up. My dog is barking. Sweet, sweet fella. All right, here we go. So, all right, now let's get to audio. So, I know I want this track to be my guitar, which I have plugged in to channel 4 on my interface. If you have a 2-channel interface, you're just gonna have 2 channels. So I want this guitar to be to come through to this track, which is on channel 4. So if you look down here, right here it says audio from. That's where the audio is being taken from. So external in, that's good. That's what you want. And then you can choose the channel. Whoa, there we go. You may have to go to this configure menu and select input config and select what you want to be available. Ableton's really smart, and they realize that all of this stuff is so advanced. It requires a lot of computer power, CPU load, and in order to take some of that load off, you can turn some of the channels off from being even available to record. So you might have to select some of your inputs to be on. So mine 1, 2, 3, and 4 are on. Cool. So let's go. Here we go. Channel 4. So when I hit record and then monitor auto. Oh, we got guitar. Okay. We don't have a pick, so this is going to be janky. Oh, you know what the best part? Wait, hang on. Let me title this. Get some GUIT action. So now every time I record something, it'll be at least titled GUIT. If you go to audio effects in your browser here, boom, baby, a tuner. Drag it. See drop audio effects here. I don't even really need to explain that. It just says it right there. Drag a tuner in. Let's see if... Okay. All right. This is the best part of every show, live show that you go to. I know you guys are missing out on this with coronavirus. Watching a guitar player tune. I don't even care that my G was flat. I seriously don't care. And then I'm gonna delete the tuner because why? All right, let's play some garbage. Let's just make this a terrible song. So I'm gonna go back to so wait, check this out. See how these two are highlighted? It's because it's the last things we played. So if I hit spacebar again, it's automatically gonna play those again. So if I want everything to stop, you go to the master right here. Boom, hit the stop button. Now nothing's highlighted. If I hit play, nothing. All right, so here we go. I'm going to record some absolute trash. You see how bad I truly am at guitar now. Nope, that's a wrong note. All right, cool. I'm going to have to hit spacebar because since both my hands are being used, I'm not going to be able to hit the thing to make it loop. So yeah, let's do this. Here we go. Let's try it. 2. Here I go. All right, so I forgot to turn the other tracks on, but it is what it is. I kind of just rolled with it. All right, so now we have this guitar track. If we double-click it, you can see all our audio waveforms there. Let's hear this. No, this doesn't work at all. That's terrible. Here we go. Composition and arrangement 101. I've got the bars doing this rhythm. I'm going to hit solo so we can only hear the bars. And then I have the guitar doing a completely different rhythm. That doesn't match up. I mean, maybe I played it poorly, but it is absolute garb. So I'm going to take that away, and I'm going to reconsider. I'm thinking it actually needs, like, something like that. Ooh. I'm already vibing more to this. All right, so let's do that. Here we go. Now the other tracks are playing. I had to hit stop, so let's hear that. Yeah, it's way better. Let's put some reverb on this. I'm going to put reverb on it. Remember how I told you this reverb send? A. That's what knob A controls on these tracks. Bop! So much reverb. So let's hear that solo. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, my God. Can someone give me a record deal right this second? I mean, come on. No, this is not the greatest thing I've ever made. Okay, so all right, I'm just gonna keep going. Now I'm gonna do a vocal. Yikes! So let's do a vocal. How are we gonna do that? Well, I've got another microphone. Bam! It's another SM57. I once had a guy I worked with in a studio. He's one of those guys who's like older, and he's just kind of guy who's like, if you don't got this, you don't, or like if you don't label your tracks this, you don't, it's like if you didn't do it his way, then you're total trash. He said if you don't own 4 SM57s, you're not an audio engineer, which is so stupid. But they are like workhorses. I mean, these things are so valuable. I mean, you can drop them like out of a car, and it's like, they'll still work, and the quality is great. I'm using one right now just because I had it lying around, which should also be a lesson to you. You don't need the nicest shit. You just need whatever's lying around to make music. Just do it. Don't use anything as an excuse to not make music. Like, oh well, I just told you when we were talking about audio interfaces. You don't even need an interface, dude. You can make music with your keyboard. It's crazy. So anyway, I have an SM57. It's plugged into channel 3. All right. So again, what do? Well, first I label my track Vox. And let's see. I got to put it to channel 3 because that's where the mic's coming from. Let's see if I have signal. Whoop whoop whoop. Yep. You can see this fader right here is going up. So I'm gonna hit record. Auto. Whoop whoop. Yeah, boy. Come on. All right, so I'm gonna record like some hype vocal here. And I don't want it to be looped. So how am I gonna do that? Let's see. Whoop. Whoop. Sick. All right, that's classic me. I overdo that. But you know, you don't overdo things. That's just your style. That's what they tell you. All right, so here we go. I don't want this to loop. I don't want it to go whoop every single time. I want it to do it once. So, you know, we're talking about, oh, this is a whole looping program. Well, if you click the clip, come down here, where my mouse is. Yeah, there we go. Make a giant mouse. All you do is unclick loop, and watch what happens. I'm gonna stop everything. Put some reverb on it. And delay. This is going to be absolutely egregious. So I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit play and watch. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It stopped. But look, if you look at this. Oh, let me take it off of. If you look at this, it's still playing. The track is playing. Like, watch. If I click something else, it's going. So the difference between something that's looping and something that's not is this little wheel right here. And the number to the right of it tells you how many counts the clip is. So that's 8 counts, 2 bars. And if it's not looping, it just tells you how long the thing is, and that's it. Watch. 2 seconds long. It's over. We're done. We're out of here. So some stuff can be looped. If you don't want it to be looped, if you want it to be like a one-time thing, there you go. All right, so I'm just going to build a track. I'm going to shut up. So we pretty much got a song here. Oh, I need to record a guitar part for that second section. All right. So let's see what we got here. It's like that, and then. So let's do. Yeah, some that. It's probably just not going to fit at all, but I'm just running out of time at this point. Here we go. So I'm going to make sure, I'm going to click scene 2 to make sure these 2 clips are playing. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. I don't even have a pick. Again, I had to hit spacebar when I'm playing guitar because I can't click this in time. But let's hear it. You know, okay. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to option drag. I just had an idea for another section. I'm going to click. I want that again. I want that again. I want the whoop. I want that to hit one time. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to double click the beat. Again, remember when you double click MIDI, it'll show you all the MIDI information here. Like I told you, you can just click anything and now it's there. Wow, I'm sorry guys, that's too good. I have to take that out. So what I want is oh yeah, let's here. I'm going to turn on that. So I put 2 hi-hats here. This is the grid view. I probably don't have time to get into this, but it's basically right now, if you zoom in, you can see all these grids. These are like 64th notes. And if you zoom out, anytime it changes from gray to light gray back to gray, those are quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and then these are all the subdivisions in between. So I'm going to go, but actually I like the maraca sound way better. And then this down here is the volume of each note. See how it's softer now? Ooh, so soft. And then loud. All right. So I want that soft though. All right. So what I'm gonna do? Check this out. This is a hack. Hang on. Let me check my stream. Okay, cool. I think we're good. All right, so I'm going to select all that. Option, click, and drag. Bob. And then watch this. Let's go exponential here. This is not the definition of exponential. Or is it? Click and drag. And now we have... But I want those hi-hats to be even softer. So I'm going to click the hi-hat node. It selects all the hi-hats. And as you can see, they're highlighted here. I need them to be softer. All right, we have a song now. So I'm going to play through this song. I'm going to like DJ this song. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. What am I doing? Oh, this is so stupid. Command S. That's how you save. You got to save your stuff. Oh, my God. You have to save it. So, and this is actually going to go into, I'm going to save this on my desktop just because. So you always have to find out where you're saving your stuff. Usually, if you haven't selected anything, you're just starting, it's going to be in Music, Ableton, Live Recordings. In fact, let's save it here just because. We're going to call this no. Central America link. And I'm going to date it because I date everything. Boom. And it's saving right now. All right, so I'm going to teach you. This is going to change your life. You really got to do this. Every time you save something, if you're about to send this project to anyone, you got to go to File, Collect All, and Save. I don't do files from factory packs because if someone's using Ableton, they have all this. But if you want to be extra safe, you click this. All this is doing, this is saving everything that's possibly being used in this session. Any audio clip, just whatever, and it's saving it, into this session folder. If you want to collaborate with someone and you want to send them this song, you want to send them the whole session, you got to make sure everything's saved into it. And then you can WeTransfer or Dropbox or Google Drive the whole session folder, and you won't have to worry. When they open it up, everything's going to be there no matter what. So I'm collecting all and saving because I'm going to be sending this to all the hot producers out there. All right. So watch this. Let's just DJ our song here through the scene. So watch. I'm going to title these. You can title everything. A, B, and then this third one was like a B2. I'm not going to say verse chorus because there's no lyrics or anything to this. Yeah, someone just hang on. Yeah, so someone just mentioned that me changing the velocity of each note. The velocity or the volume of each note. Look, I'll show you again. We have these labeled now, by the way. So like I can click on any one of these MIDI notes, like this one. This down here is the velocity, all right? Velocity is the MIDI term for volume. So if I turn all the way up, watch this. It's going to be like the loudest. So, yeah, but I personally, I love my hi-hat soft. When I play drums, I don't hit them super hard. I'm a heavy kick snare kind of dude and a soft hi-hat kind of dude. All right, so here we go. God, I hope that's not misconstrued. So here we go. I'm going to DJ this entire song. Oh! Okay, I dig that. I want that whoop to happen again, so I'm going to hit play. All right, let's go to the B section. I clicked it. Here we go. It's not that cool, but all right. All right, let's go to B2. Click. All right, I'm feeling back to the A section probably. Okay, this isn't the most garbage song in the whole world. It's not great, but it's not terrible. I'm going to cut the beat out before we go to B2. I tried to do that just that way. Cut. Ooh. This needs a bass, but whatever. We don't have time. right, cool. So there we go. What I just did is like the most basic, simple form of Ableton. Now, let's say if I wanted to do a bass, what I would do, you can right-click anywhere in this empty space and insert. Now, if you're playing a live bass plugged into your audio interface, what is that? That's an audio track. So you create an audio track. I'm going to do MIDI bass. So I'm going to do MIDI track, and then I'm going to go over here, instruments, instrument rack, bass. Yeah, no, I don't want that. I don't want it. Ooh! What's really right here? I like that one. All right, so we're gonna do that. Cool. So now that that bass track is recording, it's all here and it's very loud. So I'm gonna turn it down. All right, let's just do a quick bass line. Here we go. On this track. Here we go. 1. Cool. Let's hear that. All right, whatever. All right, so I'm gonna create a bass line for this second section. This is going to be lit, dude. Let's see what just comes out first try. All right, so I messed up. This is great opportunity. Great opportunity for teaching because I messed up. So let's see. Here's where I messed up. I'm going to stop everything and only play the bass. All right, so you see right here, I hit 2 notes at the same time. I did not mean to hit this F. I meant to hit this E. Watch this. Click, delete, it's gone. Wow, is this what Beethoven was afraid of? That you'd be able to delete a wrong note in real time? Oh my God. And also, it needs to be longer. I mean, come on. Woohoo! I see another wrong note. I deleted it before it even happened. All right, last real quick thing I'll do is quantizing. So quantizing is taking all your notes. Now, I kind of like an unquantized feel, to be honest with you. I think it just makes stuff feel like producers like Jay Dilla and all these dudes who, even Flying Lotus, who came after him, Timbaland, they quantize stuff. But Jay Dilla is like kind of the example where he never quantized anything, really. He just liked everything to have a human kind of not right on the point feel. So I'm just to show you how to quantize, I'm going to do it. I like how wonky this feels, but I'll quantize it. So I'm going to first click the headphones off so that you don't hear everything. You can either click and drag everything, or you can hit Command A, select all. That's like a Macintosh standard thing. And so now that I've selected all of it, the key command, you just got to see. Can you right click it? You can quantize. You can right click any of the notes when they're all selected and quantize. But look, just please take note of the key commands because they're so important. Quantize is Command U. Quantize settings, that brings up this menu. All right, what do I want to quantize it to? Well, I'm playing 16th notes. Boom, boom, ba ba ba, 1 E and a 2 E and a dun 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 dun. So I want it to be 16th notes. So let's select 16th note. If there's a T, that means triplet. That's picket to picket to picket to picket to picket. There's a difference between those two. So 16th notes. And hey, let's say if it's just so weird that it can digitally I only want it 61% quantized. But let's just do 100%. Let's make this super square. Boom, you saw all the notes move? Watch, I'll hit undo and I'll hit redo. Boom, everything went to the nearest little grid marker. I'm undoing it. I don't want it. Yeah, I want it. I'm a human, dude. I mean, come on. So I'm going to put 1 because that's the first bass line. I'm going to retitle this 2. And then I'm going to copy and paste 2 right there. So now we have bass. All right, so I showed you kind of how to DJ all of it. So let's say you want to send this. You're like, dude, I made the hottest track, and I want to send this to my local radio station for airwaves, and I got to send it over to Republic so they can play this and people can do drugs to it and stuff. So what you do, you need to send them like an MP3 or a WAV file. How do you do that? Well, Ableton is so good, Live is so good, that not only does it have this whole view here, this session view, it has an arrangement view. just like Logic or Pro Tools, except it's just reverse. The track heads are over here instead of over here. This program is too good. It's too good. It's amazing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna record an arrangement, or we're gonna record this session to arrangement. All right. Now, if you wanted to, one at a time, you could click and drag it up to this tab, to the arrangement, and drag it like that. I don't want to do that. I want to DJ it. I want to get litty. So, all right, so here we go. So I am going to DJ this, and all you got to do, you got to hit record, and then right when it's recording, you click over here to play whatever scene you want it to play. So here we go. Start from the top, baby. Oh my God. B section. It's not total garbage. It's garbage, but it's not. It's like recycled. Here we go. B2. All right, we're gonna go back to the A section. Why am I letting it repeat? This is just an example. All right. Woo! Come on. All right, B2. I turned the volume down. I'm doing automation. I'm getting way too fancy. All right, here we go. It's about to stop. Boom. Now, watch this magic. Let's go over to our arrangement. Oh my God. So you got to click up here. This like allows you to like set it. Bop. Look at that. Everything recorded. Now I can click anywhere. It's everything we recorded. Here you can see everything that's looped. And it's all, and you can see I'm hitting plus and minus to zoom in and out, by the way. Plus and minus on the keyboard. You can see where like a cell begins, like where I looped it. Just like that. And look, you can see our vocal things that didn't loop. Wow, it's magic. Cool. So there we go. By the way, we need an effect on that Vox. So I'm going to double click the Vox track. Here we have drop audio effects here. Wait, I don't want this. Okay, there we go. So let's go to audio effects. So here's what I want with this whoop. I want it to be distorted and drowned in reverb. So my favorite distortion is the saturator. It's amazing. I'm going to click drive. I'm going to turn it up, and then I'm going to turn the output way down because the drive also increases the gain. So I'm just going to drive the ever-living life out of it, and I'm going to compensate with the output going down. We already have this reverb send. I want to take that off because I want this to be drowned in reverb. So I'm going to drag a reverb right there. Don't worry, guys. This is almost over. So let me preview that. Oh, yeah, I got to click this, set that. Come on. That's exactly what I want, but more reverb. 94%. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. Cool. I want the reverb to be bigger. No, increase the decay time and the size. I want a low cut. I don't want too many lows in it. Oh, baby. Wow. That's egregious. And I like it. So now I put oh, by the way, when you switch back and forth between these two views, the effects stay on all the tracks. The tracks are the same. As you can see, nothing changed, except they're now, instead of being vertically aligned, they're all horizontally aligned. Or, yeah. And if I double click the track over here, look, the effects are still there. Everything is still there. That bass instrument's still here. My bars. We didn't mess with the bars, really. That S over here I hit, I'm soloing it. Just only the bars. Yeah, I like that reverb. Stereo width. Oh, it's like making they're panning. I'm a dark kind of guy. Oh, what if I did this, though? Ooh! Come on. What's going on here? So as you can see, these even these Ableton instruments, the ones that are just built in under the instrument tab in the browser, they're so fun. Like I could actually just have a blast with these. I have synths and I've sampled synthesizers. I've downloaded so many sample packs. I usually use stuff like that, but dude, it doesn't matter what you used. If you play it for someone and they get lit on what you play, that's literally all that matters. All that matters is that someone is digging it. I mean, if you listen to old Juvenile beats or like Master P beats or something, that's what I personally kind of like grew up like as far as like produced music goes. That like those old beats are like chopped and screwed stuff. Like, dude, a lot of those beats are like pretty raw, uncompressed. Like some of them don't sound mastered. Like they're just, but they change the world, you know? So like it just goes to show you that it doesn't matter, dude. Like if your music is good, and it's produced decently enough, it doesn't matter if like, oh, you used a stock Ableton plugin or whatever. You know, that's a ridiculous way to think about it. So again, just like not letting things being excuses to not produce music, the same thing, dude. Like use whatever you've got. Okay, if you only have Ableton and the Ableton stock stuff, use it. You know, and then over time you'll be like, oh, I like this kind of thing, so maybe you need to buy this synthesizer, just whatever. All right, cool. So let's export this. I want to send this demo to Miley Cyrus. Miley and I are pretty close. I don't want to get into that. She requested not to be spoken about here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to drop this master track down. We're going to export this. There's a million different ways to do this. You can click this little loop up here. You can set parameters like that. And as you can see, it's kind of highlighted here. What I do, I just kind of click and drag down here under the master window, and I click exactly. So here's my start. Oh, crap. I got to unsolo that. That would have been bad. All right. So I'm going to drag it to the end of the song. You see vertically right here, the song ends here. We got some reverb happening, so I'm actually going to go a little ahead of it. If I hold Command, you can let it not snap to a grid. So think about that. So let's go to right there. That's my track. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit File. I don't know what, something might happen with my audio interface here. I'll have to check it out. Oh, hey. Yo, you're welcome. Someone just said thank you to me. That meant a lot. That was great. All right. Anyway, so what we're gonna do once we've selected our parameters, nothing is muted or whatever we want to be muted. Like let's say if someone was like, "Yo, those bars are trash. I hate the bars." You click right here, the track. Boom. There's no more bars now. Wait. This is actually kind of. No, I'm gonna leave the bars in. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to put the bars back in. That's the mute button. You just turn a track on or off. All right, so here's what we're going to do. The key command for this to export this song, once you've selected exactly how much you want, and again, this is very important. So if you do this and then you click something, boom, it just changed the parameters. If you look at these tiny little blue arrows up here, you can no longer, you can no longer export the entire thing. It just changed the parameters to just this. You're only going to export that much, so don't make that mistake. Oh, I got to change my camera angle. Wait, what am I doing? All right, it's about to be egregious for a second. Oh, no. Okay, here we go. Let's put this down here. Here we go. Ableton. Blah. All right. So, yeah, make sure you select the parameters properly. So, again, I wanted to go a little extra. Hold Command, drag out. There we go. So it's going to export this amount of time. So the key command is Command-Shift-R. 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 That's how you export the master track, all right? Otherwise, you can just go to File, Export Audio Video. Oh, what's this? Shift-Command-R. All right. So I'm going to hit that. All right. Now it brings up this window. So look, if you're just exporting if you're just exporting a track, like an MP3 or whatever, just don't worry about any of this stuff right here. Make sure the rendered track says master, because that's what you're exporting. And then down here, all right, so the person you're sending it to, let's say you just literally want to email this. Like you just want to email it so that someone can just listen to it, and that's it. It's not that important that it's like this is like a thing that you're sending to be in a film or in a whatever. Then let's just do an MP3, all right? So we're going to, PCM is like a WAV file, like a lossless. So you can do WAV, AF, That's like an Apple wave and then FLAC. So we're going to turn that off. We don't want to export that. We just want to export one MP3. Oh, God. Upload audio to SoundCloud. This is like the biggest meme of all time in the audio. I mean, like, what? Who's doing that? Is this how like SoundCloud rap started? Like a bunch of people just got like Ableton Lite and uploaded to SoundCloud. I honestly don't even think that's that far-fetched of a theory. I think that's possibly what could have happened. I'm just saying. All right, so we're going to do an MP3. I mean, it already is encoding the highest quality MP3 that you can have. And then that's all we want on, all right? So we're going to click export. Here's another thing. It's going to ask you where you want to export it. We're just going to go music. I don't know. Let's do music. We're just going to do the music folder. And you can title your track up here. Let's say Final Club Banger Mix. Save. Boom. It's rendering the audio. It says 48K, 48,000 hertz. That's the sample rate. But it's going to convert it to an MP3 anyway. So let's wait. It's taking a long time because the track is like really hot. Like the hotter your track is, the longer it takes to encode, because it has to account for all the money that's going to be made off of it, and it's just doing a lot of calculations. So, all right, so there, we just did that. But you know what? You send it to the person, and they're like, it's not loud. Like, I can't hear. It's not loud enough. Or like, hey, it's clipping. All right? Have you ever heard that? Something's clipping. Like, it's too loud. It's going over the limit. All right. Well, just like any of your audio tracks, you can put an effect on the master. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep it basic here. We're not going to get into compression and all that stuff. That's just an entire other lesson. We're going to put a limiter on our master. Limiter. Okay? So yeah, actually my track probably did clip, and I just didn't see it. This fader over here, it would go from green to red. So what we're going to do, we're going to put a limiter. Honestly, dude, like if your stuff's clipping, just put a limiter on it and leave it at that. But if you want to make it sound loud, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just do it like this. So limiting, this is how a lot of people get their stuff to be like brick wall loud. They just turn up the gain on the limiter but leave the ceiling below 0. So it's taking all the softest stuff and cramming it up to the ceiling, and taking all the loudest stuff and making sure that doesn't go past the ceiling. So like everything's just the same volume. It's garbage, but whatever. So we're not going to mess with any of the settings there. We're just going to put a limiter so that it doesn't clip. So I'm going to hit Command-Shift-R. Now that we have a limiter, our parameter time-wise is set. Command-Shift-R, Shift-Command-R. We're going to make an MP3. Now, let's say, all right, no, actually, I want an MP3 to email someone, and then I want to have this on deck, high quality. We're going to also encode a wave. Boom. Now it's just going to do both. Final club mix. Yeah, we do. So we're going to keep the same title. Watch this. Save. We're going to replace the one that already exists because it wasn't limited. All right, there we go. We started from scratch. We looped a beat. We made a beat. Let me check this chat. And there you go. Oh, thanks for subscribing. Making beats for cats. Dude, I'm loving the avatar. Bully soundtrack vibes. Wow. Okay, guys, if y'all have any questions, I don't even know how many viewers I have. It literally might be 2 of y'all. But yeah, if you have any questions, I'm gonna go through some like tips that producers have given me. They just texted me, and I don't know, kind of anything else. That's all for now. I feel like that was probably too much info for the for the first one. Oh yeah, here I am again. But yeah, if any of I see a bunch of people I actually don't recognize, which is super, super cool. Welcome, everybody. Anyone if I don't know you, if I do know you, whatever, please ask me a question real quick before you leave. I'm gonna, I have a lot of friends who are hotshot producers. And I asked them to give me like one thing, not even it doesn't even have to be Ableton related. But I just told them, like, give me a tip. So first tip, let's see. Stemming tracks. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. So I have to go back to the Ableton window, which is going to be a nightmare for 1 second. Okay, so I'm gonna put Kobayama, good old good old Mike. This guy, he is an incredible producer. He's worked with a bunch of big artists. Here he is looking super swag. Oh my God, Mike, look at you, too good. I'm gonna put it small right there. So stemming tracks. All right, let's say, for example, this is so important. So let's say somebody loves your track and they're like, "Yo, send me the stems." If you collaborate with people, someone's gonna say that. Like within the first 2 tracks you're doing, someone's gonna say that. So the stems, all that means is that they want each of these individual tracks sent to them as individual WAV files. They don't want the master WAV file because they can't edit that. They want each individual thing you got here. So here's what we're gonna do. Let me. Pretty much every DAW can do this. Pro Tools is the only one I'm actually not sure of because Pro Tools is really awesome, but unfortunately, it was the industry standard forever and starting a very long time ago. And their interface it's kind of adapted to the times, but also in ways it hasn't. And that's why Ableton is so popular because it combines everything that's great with Logic and Pro Tools, but then adds the whole live element, this whole session view. And so Ableton, I mean, really, it's incredible. So anyway, so let's say someone wants stems. All right, so we're going to keep this length right here. I think that matters. Or you can just set this loop to like right there. There's a couple ways you can do it. Command-Shift-R, same thing. We're exporting, so we're hitting Command-Shift-R, or we're going to File, Export Audio Video. So up here, the only thing you change, first of all, they probably don't want MP3s. If someone wants stems, they want waves. They want the high-quality wave files. They don't want MP3s. So hit only this, and then go up to rendered track. This is all you change. All individual tracks, okay? Or if you wanted to get even more specific, you can just select one of the tracks. Look, this is my Vox, my GUIT, my bars, my beat. Did I just rhyme? Damn, dude. I'm pretty sick, dude. No. So anyway, all individual tracks. That's what I'm going to do. Now, keep in mind when you do this, it is going to bounce the master in addition to everything else, and also the reverb and delay sends. So anything that you have reverb turned up on, it's going to bounce a track that's just the wet part of the reverb. So whatever, you can delete that. You can send it to them. It's going to be called a reverb, and they're going to know. They're going to listen to it and be like, oh, this is just the reverb send by itself. So anyway, there we go. Include return and master effects. So this is if you put a bunch of effects all over your tracks, like a bunch of like delays and stuff and like distortions and all that, but the person wants everything you did but totally dry, no effects, you unclick that. If they want like, yo, I love everything you did, all of your effects, but I just want it stemmed out. I want all the stems. Then you leave that on. And then you hit export, and then watch this. I'm going to create a folder. So we're still in music. I'm going to create a folder here. Central America link, CAL, stems. Okay, so I just created a folder. And we're going to hit, and then the title, it's just going to be all CAL. Because I'm pretty sure that's going to be in the title of every track. So let's hit save. So it's rendering all the audio. There's another option that says selected tracks only. So whatever tracks you selected up here on the track listing, it'll only export. So if I only wanted to export bars and guitar, I would click bars and GUIT. Oh, look, you can see it's going. Boom, bars only. Watch this. GUIT should be next. Anyway, you select them all, and then you click selected tracks only, and it'll only export to selected tracks. Boom, switch to GUIT. So again, guys, this is taking long because it's just, I don't know how to say this. When you're making fire chart-topping club bangers, it just takes longer because there's more money that Ableton has to process. Like, oh my God, honestly, the guitar alone on this track is going to generate 7 mil. So it's like, okay, we have to account for that. How many times does it have to be played? Okay, So all the money you're going to be making for these club bangers, if it takes longer, that's why. The asses that are going to be shaken to your music, it's one ass but two cheeks. So you also have to account for that. So that's why this is taking so long. But it's totally worth it. So again, this is Mike telling everybody that stemming track. So watch this. If I go back to, I'm just doing this so I can get back to that window without having to open my Finder. So look, back to music, CAL stems, boom, look, it exported everything. All individual tracks. There you go. It actually didn't export the reverb and delay sends in the master. Interesting. But yeah, so there you go. It's the core kit. That's the 808. So you can also, you're kind of seeing right now that if you don't title your tracks, all this is going to be named some insane psychotic stuff like audio 1_2.3. And that's awful. If you want to collaborate with people and you're sending stems, please do the whole world a favor and title your tracks before you stem them out. Please, please, please do that. Because I don't want to have to, if you're sending, like, say this is like an actual song with like 40 tracks or like, God forbid, I've mixed some stuff that's like over 100 tracks. I'm stemming that out and it's 100 tracks of audio 3.4, audio 7, audio, like, kill me, murder every version of me. Because it's like, it takes up so much time. And just taking the 1-2 seconds to title your track before you export them, it makes all the difference in the world. So, again, I'm just sorry, guys. I'm on my phone going back to the live chat. Stay in school, drink your milk, yeah. Okay, so here's something Making Beats for Cats just asked. Why not just send the whole project instead of stems? All right, so let's say I'm collaborating with someone who doesn't use Ableton. All right, this is just one example. There's many, many reasons, but it's an amazing question. Let's say I'm sending stems to someone who's using Logic. If I send them an Ableton session, that's not going to do them any good because they might not have Ableton, installed onto their computer. Let's see if I can go back to live. My phone is dragging so much. Anyway, so there you go. There's stemming. So anyway, you're working with someone in Logic. You want to export waves because wave files are universal. You can use them in Fruity Loops or whatever it's called, FL Studio. You can use them in Cubase. You can use them in Audacity, Logic, Pro Tools, absolutely anything. And also, sometimes someone doesn't even want your whole session. They like what you did and they want to start their own process. So creatively, that's another thing. Like creatively, it's kind of like you want to put your own flavor on something, or if you're like you're taking the wheel from there, someone might want to just export all that stuff and start from where they are, where they've heard the track. And then the final reason I would say is plugins. So plugins are audio effects. Like what you saw me use, like reverb and the limiter and all that stuff, that's all native to Ableton. But let's say I send my Ableton session and I'm using a ton of effects that I downloaded, that I like paid for. I like bought like Waves effects or something like that. And I send someone a session that has all of that stuff, but they didn't buy any of that stuff. They're not going to be able to hear any of those effects with any of those plugins. So sometimes sending stems is just the way to go. And it's almost like kind of, again, it's just kind of nice, like it's not as complicated. And although this is something I like wrestle with in myself, like you have so many options and you can do so many great things and things can be so complex because of all the technology we have. But sometimes you sort of creatively flourish when you're limited and you don't have all those options. And I find definitely with myself, that is true. Some people, it's not, they want every single knob to be there that they can turn. They want every plugin. They want your whole sessions. They go tweak everything. That's awesome. God bless you. But that's definitely not how I work. I love getting stems sent to me because it's simpler. If they're labeled correctly, it's great. I can just drag them in to my session and work that way. Yeah, that's an amazing question. Yeah, WAV files are maximum compatibility, and they're audio files, But sorry, I know I rambled on that question, but it is an amazing question. But again, like I said, if someone wants an Ableton session, you got to make sure like, yo, I use Sound Toys plugins. Do you have those? And they're like, yo, yes, I have Sound Toys. Cool. Collect all and save, and then send them your whole session. So, man, I had so much stuff that I wanted to go through, but I just definitely don't have the time. I was gonna call this at like 5. Let me see here. Let me check the stream. Make sure, because it seems like I'm losing some. Like the bit rate is lower. I'm kind of getting some latency here. Yeah, if anyone's still watching, I'll hang around. I'll hang around for a little bit longer in case y'all have questions. I definitely wanted to talk about hard drives. Everybody should invest in an external hard drive. I've got one here. Oh, and I have one just sitting around here. Boom, this. An external hard drive. Y'all really, you gotta invest in one of these. If you're just recording, like let's say you're like at the beginning of this stream, I talked about like the bare minimum people who like literally just have headphones and a laptop and are trying to make music that way, which again, you can do that. Every time you hit save, it's just saving in your music folder. So like all of your sessions, all the audio files you record, all the MIDI data, which isn't that big, but everything's being saved onto just some standard automatic folder that's set. And that's okay, but you want to get into the habit of saving onto a dedicated space. Okay. And the only way to do that is you got to buy some kind of hard drive, some kind of external hard drive. I mean, you can literally, first of all, Office Depot still exists. You can go to Office Depot and get a hard drive, but obviously you can go on like Sweetwater or, you know, uh, any Amazon if you want to support the old Bezos. You can get an external hard drive anywhere, and they range from like, depending on how much space it has on it, they range from, 35, $40 to like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I have a ton of hard drives because I do video work, I do audio work. So please, like, you've got to do yourself a favor, just bite the bullet and get a hard drive. Because let's say, God forbid, your computer like crashes or whatever, your hard drive inside of your computer stops working. It's done. Your music's gone. You don't have anything. So that's the first reason I would say get one of these. But the main reason is for organization. So like when we hit save on our session, when we hit export on our session, every time you do anything like that, it asks you where you want to do it, where you're going to save your shit to. So like if you need to make a demo for someone and you got to save it, that session has to go somewhere. Or when you export audio, it's got to go somewhere. That's where you got to get this hard drive. Not this one specifically, but you got to get a hard drive because you want to stay organized and you want to have everything on a dedicated space. So I can show you kind of, oh God, I hope I don't have any like weird, well, all of my demo titles are really weird, but I'm going to go to, let's see, I'm going to go to my Ableton window. Ableton. So I'm just going to show you like, so open live set. This is just like opening something. So my glyph is my 4 terabyte. So just look at my organization. Can y'all see the let me make sure. Holler at me. So let me know if you can see like my little window, my Finder window that comes up. I'm gonna proceed as if you can, and I'm gonna check the chat, make sure y'all can. So basically, this is all your hard drive and all this, all of your devices. So my glyph, this is a 4 terabyte hard drive that I have that like requires power and all that stuff. Oh, do I still have Mike's image up on the screen? Whatever. He can stay up. He's pretty. So see, I got like all this stuff. So audio, and then I have all kinds of stuff. My like MIDI stuff, masters that I've worked on. So it's all really organized. So I mean, this is my job. So sessions, all right? Here's all of the bands that I've worked with, all the sessions. I have them all. Everyone I work with gets their own session folder. Sampler sounds. This is anything I download. I even have it further organized into instruments and grooves, things that can be looped. So yeah. There you go. So anyway, guys, just like get a hard drive. My Passport, this is like my little solid state external hard drive that I have for when I want to take, on the go. I have like all the same stuff. It's all kind of copied there. But like mixes. So wait, let's actually go to my sessions. So transfer sessions. This is my Go drive. Ableton. live recordings, boom. I even have it, since I use multiple, I use Logic and Ableton, I have it separated to Ableton and non-Ableton. So here's like all my Ableton sessions. This is like all my Mopodna stuff right here. Yeah. So as you can see, the more you work in audio, these are like, some of these are complete demo sessions, like this one, Analog Gooch. That is clearly nothing serious. That was just me messing around with some analog drum gear. But I might think something's like, oh, remember that Analog Gooch session I did? Oh, let me go check that out. So whether it's a demo or like a serious project, like a lot of these are actually like released. These are on records. A lot of these. You gotta organize it. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I know this is like not cool or glamorous or fun, but like, this is so important, because just imagine, you're like, oh dude, I don't know, I can't drop $80 on a hard drive. All right, imagine losing your stuff or not being able to find stuff because it's so disorganized. Would you pay $80 to get all that stuff back? Think about that. So it's like, get it, and it doesn't have to be organized like this. Like, your hard drives are not going to look like this. This is just the way my own brains work. So anyway, get a hard drive. Every time you save something, take the extra second or two, create a folder for it. If it's like, oh, I'm exporting MIDI stuff, it's like, okay, well, I don't have a MIDI folder. Let me just make a MIDI folder. However you work, whatever you tend to do the most often, make folders for that and just keep it organized. So when you need to send stuff to people, when you want to work on something that, like, oh my God, remember that thing I made 2 years ago? It's organized. You can find it. So let me check this chat. Yes, this is a bedroom recording. I love it. This is my studio away from my studio. Uh, hey, good. Hey, Beats for Cats is saying make backups of your backups. Yeah. Yes. Stuff. Yes, exactly. So I go. I don't think this is overboard. I mean, if you're an audio professional, like, I do this for a living. This is how I make my living. Um, I not only have my like studio audio hard drive, my Go drive, my video hard drive. I also have a 10 terabyte drive that, like, every now and then when I start to get like when I can't fall asleep because I'm like, what if something happens? What if a hurricane, whatever? I take like an hour or two and I back everything up to that backup hard drive. And then, like, make backups of everything. Again, I don't mean to cause anybody stress or like make anyone anxious. Hard drive technology has come a long way. Soon, solid state drives are going to be really a lot cheaper, but you want to back, if something's important to you, back it up. And again, if you can't justify the cost, think about, if all of this was gone, would you pay the price of a 6 terabyte hard drive or whatever to have it back? If you lost 100 sessions of demos and just like ideas and stuff, if you lost that, would you pay freaking $100 to get it all back? Like, yeah, dude. Ransoms are way more expensive than that. So anyway, oh yeah, perpetual chaos, dude. Okay, so I don't know if Jeremy is in this chat, but Jeremy Phipps, he's half of the band People Museum. Jeremy's one of the great producers in New Orleans. He's just got such like raw talent. He's got an amazing brain. First time we ever collaborated, I played drums in the band People Museum, and hopefully Claire is still in this chat, because I know she's trying to learn how to use Ableton too. Jeremy, when we first collaborated, I was like, I think I said, like, yo, send me the stems, and he was like, and he came over, and I think he had done it before. I think he was just like, he didn't know exactly what I wanted, so I think he came over and he was like, here, look through my hard drive. And dude, I swear, it was like going into someone else's house, and like they know their mess, but like you don't know their mess. And then at a certain point, Jeremy was like, wait, I don't even, and I don't mean to put you on blast, Jeremy, but I mean, at a certain point, he didn't know where any of the stuff was. At least, first of all, at least he had the damn hard drive, because he had everything. So he's smart enough to get that, but it was so disorganized. And collaborating was like, I was like, oh dude, how are we gonna do this? And then Jeremy, being the amazing person that he is, the self-starter that he is, within like 2 days, Marie Kondo was out on Netflix, and he Marie Kondoed his whole hard drive. And now collaborating with Jeremy, I mean, dude, it's like a snap. It's amazing. So like, not only do I get to collaborate with this amazing producer, but he has his shit together. And I can't tell you, as someone who is a creative person, and ideas come and go. They're fleeting. They come really fast. They go. It is so amazing to work with people who have their shit together and they can give it to you on the fly. They can just send you something on the fly. Nowhere they can come over to your place and show you their hard drive. Sorry, it's been on this window the whole time. Um, and they know what's up. So that's good. That's another good thing. Organizing the hard drive. Oh yeah, dude. Okay, Beats for Cats is saying 128 gigabyte hard drive is $20. I mean that's true, dude. Like you can. Like I think Western Digital is a company. The one I use a lot of Glyph. Glyph Technologies is like they're a company that I don't know, it might just be like snake oil, but like they sort of make hard drives for audio and video professionals, so it's their stuff is like kind of catered to the sizes of drives we usually need and the speeds, and they make really amazing stuff. Yeah, so external hard drives. Those are you got to just get a damn hard drive. I'm already stressed out by like anyone in this chat losing work just because they didn't have a drive or something got deleted or they like made all these Ableton sessions and then they couldn't find anything because it wasn't they had no clue where it was. Get a hard drive. Every time you save something, save it to the hard drive. Every time you export something, export it to the hard drive. Then when you go to email it, Dropbox it, whatever, it's just the drive. You just go to the drive. That's it. You don't go, users, library, music, Ableton. What? No, it's not there. Oh, it's on my desktop. Why the fuck is my session on my desktop? I don't know. So get a drive. All right, cool. So, oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about like a thumb drive. Okay, Beats for Cats is talking about like 128 thumb drive. I would definitely not suggest that because they don't have internal like buses. They don't have, like when you delete something on a thumb drive, it's actually not delete. You don't get that space back. If you get a drive, like an external drive like this, that either has a motor in it or is a solid state drive, it's way more reliable. It's not going to crap out as easily. And when you delete things off of it, you get that space back. That seems like common knowledge, but it's actually those thumb drives. They don't do that. Now, if you're in a pinch and you just need to like give someone 1 million stems or something, go to stop at a Walgreens, get a 16 gigabyte thumb drive, by all means do that. But I'm saying like for your like, if this is like your bedroom studio or something, just do yourself a favor. Spend the money, get a hard. And I'm talking, dude, we're talking like $60. You can get a terabyte, so do it. I just realized what you meant. Yeah, that he's saying he doesn't 100% trust him, and neither do I. All right, cool. So, all right, guys, I think I'm running out of steam here. I talked about hard drives. I went through an Ableton session. I gave you one of my producer pro tips. I'm thinking I'm probably going to do one of these again. It's super fun. Hopefully, we had a lot of people learn some stuff. I know I had a lot of locals over here in New Orleans who wanted me to kind of do this. So, yeah. That's all for now. Maybe next time I'll go more into like specific effects and stuff, like compressors and reverbs, and I really, that's a whole rabbit hole, and I really, really don't. Oh, you're talking about MIDI and audio stems. Sorry, guys. Okay, when you real quick, I really do want to answer that question. This will take 2 seconds. So when you bounce everything out to stems, it's bouncing everything out as audio. So even if you have MIDI tracks, even if you have MIDI tracks that are MIDI in Ableton, when you export all the tracks as audio, they're exporting as audio. So those MIDI tracks are once you export them as a stem, it's no longer MIDI. It like recorded it as if it was audio. You can export MIDI stems as MIDI, and it'll be the file extension will be like let's say the bars. It'll be africanbars.mid MIDI, and you can drag that into a MIDI clip, and it'll play that. So, but that's not a stem. That's not like when you export something as audio or export it as a stem, like that function I did in Ableton. It's not exporting MIDI. It's converting every single track, MIDI or otherwise, into audio, into a WAV file. So, yeah. Hopefully, I really hope that was kind of what you were asking. There is a way to export MIDI stuff. No. So what I was saying, you can actually right-click that little clip. You can right-click it like a MIDI clip, and you can hit export as MIDI. That's an option. I didn't get to go into that because that's kind of like a niche thing, like sending MIDI to a synth or sending a MIDI stem to someone so that they can plug it into their MIDI instrument. That's definitely like a little different. But all you do is you right click that clip and you can export that clip as a MIDI file. And again, it'll prompt you to select where you want to export it or whatever. Same thing. And again, it'll be .mid, and those files are tiny. You can email, you can text them. It's like they're so tiny. So yeah, cool. All right, I'm glad I got to answer that in like the final hours. Cool. An hour and a half. Has it really? It felt like 30 minutes, but whatever. Dude, thank y'all all for showing up. I hope everybody, I know everybody's not like super duper beginner like I started with audio interfaces, but I know there's like at least one person in this chat who is, and I really don't want anyone to feel left out. I want everybody to learn shit. Don't worry, you will be hearing that song on the charts. It will be on, all you got to do is go to Spotify and it'll be the first song right when you open Spotify. So don't worry about that. Yo, thank you. Oh, look at Tyler out there. Hey, I got to thank my patrons. Yo, so this virus has put all the musicians out of work. Obviously we're in New Orleans. I mean, nobody here has any gigs. It's if you do have a gig, you're being unsafe. But we're all out of gigs. We're all out of work. That's why I'm doing this. I have free time. So I am only able to do this because of my Patreon members, my patrons. Jesus Christ, Aaron. So I just want to thank them. Anaheim, Claire Fontenot, Kelsey Confrida, Macy Mathern, who's probably in the next room petting our dog, Meredith Zelenka, Nancy Mathern, Nicholas Bateman, my OG, Piper Brown, and Tyler Meyer. Tyler, am I saying your name right? Please.